Well, hello. If you're here or if you're watching this in replay, the show will be starting in approximately 3 minutes and 41 seconds or so. But if you're listening to this in replay, you can just fast forward through this and get right into the show. If not, if you're here going to watch the show live, I will see you in a little over 3 minutes. So see you soon. Also, if you are here and you're going to watch the show live, there's a couple of things you can do on your screen if you're watching on a browser or if you're watching on a cell phone. You can hit that button that says details, and that will change your screen a little bit, and you'll see other things you can do. So you can request to be on the show. You would just hit that button and follow the prompts, and then you'll be on the show. I can do a reading for you. Or if you just want to ask a question or just talk to me, you don't have to get a reading to be on the show and interact with me. So I'll see you in approximately 2 minutes. Now, also, if you're going to be watching the show live, which means me and Jill, would love it if you comment by just saying hi. And the way to do that is scroll down below the screen and you'll see the comment question and just type your comment hi and who you are and where you're from, maybe. And so we can say hi back to you. See you soon. Let's try that again. Hello, hello, hello. I'm your host, Anthony Cordova Tony C., the man about love. And I'm also the soul reader. So, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm saying welcome a lot because I'm so happy that you are here. All right. So, some of you have seen me before and have seen the show before, and others have not. Now, just so you know, I am a psychic, natural born empath. Okay, so I kind of do a lot of the things that psychic you would see elsewhere and all of that. But more than anything else, I am a natural born empath, which means I was born being able to feel people's emotions. to tap into who you truly are. Uh, I'm able to focus on the things that make you who you are today. So if you keep having bad relationships, I can focus on why that happens. Things like that. Um, I am not the guy that's going to say you're going to meet the person of your dreams in 2 weeks and that person's name is whatever. I am not that person. But this show is all about discovering who you are, discovering how you can make yourself better, and how all of us can connect to each other also a little bit better. Now, during this show, we have a few segments, and one of them is Tony's Mind Mashup, uh, which I talk about the topic of the day. Now, the topic of today is who do you hate? That is the topic, but I'm going to get back to that. So, who do you hate? That's a big question. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I don't hate anybody." Yeah, okay. Okay. But also, there's a couple of things we would like you to do here. If you see the button on your screen that says details, if you click that button, you'll see there's other things you can do. So by clicking that button, you can see a playlist and you can click on the playlist and watch previous shows. You can also, what can else can you do? Oh, if you want to be on the show and you want to have a reading, okay, there you'll see a button that says be on the show. It'll say donate or be on the show. You click that button and then follow the prompts. There'll be another button that says the same, says be on the show. Click that and follow the prompts and you will be on the show and you can get a free reading. And know that every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, I do free readings here. So, free psychic readings. I also have medium skills. So, I can usually connect to your loved one that's on the other side. So, someone that has passed away. I can connect to them also. And hopefully, we can provide some healing for you with that. So I hope someone gets a reading tonight because I love doing them and I love to be able to help. So I think that's about it. So with that, it's about time to get into a segment that we call Tony's Mind Mashup. Okay, Tony's Mind Mashup. And as you heard, the topic of today is who do you hate? For real. I mean, who do you hate? And a lot of us, really think that, oh, I don't hate anybody. You know, no, I'm a nice person and I care about everybody and I try not to do anything bad by hating anyone. So a lot of us believe that about ourselves. And why is this a topic? Why is this a topic? It's a topic because of what I just said. We kind of go through life thinking, oh, we don't hate anybody. That racists, those are the people that hate other people. But that's not entirely accurate. Okay. The first example I'm going to use is a kind of a blatant one. And that comes to if you're out and about and you're at the grocery store and you're walking to your car and someone walks up to you asking for money. They'll say, "Hey, I'm homeless. I'm down on my luck. You think you can spare a couple of dollars or something like that." And maybe you give something to them with a smile on your face. Or maybe you're like, no, get away from me. Okay? Now, that is a form of hatred. You immediately become angry because this person is asking you for money. Now, maybe they don't need the money. Maybe they're just begging for money because they just like being out there and don't want to get a job. It's what a lot of people think. Maybe that is the case. Could be, might not be. They might truly be homeless because of something that's happened or many things that's happened in their life. But for you to have disdain for this person is not the way we're supposed to live on this planet. It's not. You shouldn't have that anger in you because they asked you a question, because they asked you for some money. Now, here's the thing. Where did that anger come from? And me being an empath, when people have that type of anger in them, that type of hatred, I can feel it. Okay, so people can walk around and say, "Oh, I'm a wonderful Christian," but then they have all this hatred and anger in them towards someone they've never met, to someone that hadn't caused them any harm. Someone told me that, "Hey, we need to walk around with that Jesus kind of love." We should. So let's move on to another example. Another example would be, let's say, a person at your job is overweight. Okay? They're overweight. That's it. But you instantly don't like them because they're overweight. You may feel that they are lazy because they're overweight. Now, again, when I talk about I'm an empath, most people don't know why that person is overweight. You don't know what's happened in their life. And I know this for a fact. Now, this is something I know for a fact. Sometimes when people are overweight, it's because they have experienced severe trauma in their life. Maybe this person was sexually assaulted when they were young. They didn't have a weight problem before that, but afterwards, they did. Because the feeling is, well, if I'm overweight, no one will want to sexually assault me. But yet then you will look at them like they're lazy or they're not good enough because of their weight. You don't know their circumstance. And it's a kind of a hatred you have for that person instantly. They don't even have to be a coworker. They could just be somebody you see in the grocery store. And you immediately want to judge them and see them as less than you because of their weight. So this is why I'm doing this episode. It's why? Who? Who do you hate? Think about it. And let's think about where that came from. Now, I mentioned, people just think of hatred as a lot of, racism and things like that. So here's the question. If you know someone is a racist, and you may have hatred towards that person because they are a racist. Now, where did it come from? Where did the racism come from in that person? In most cases, I found people don't even know. It's just the way they were raised. They were raised that way, to hate another race of people or several different races of people. So, do you have any compassion for that person? Do you have any empathy for that person? Because it wasn't they didn't have control of what their parent did to them while they were growing up, to turn them into a racist. People will say, well, it's always been that way. It's not a good reason. It's not. It's not a good reason. So I go back to, who do you hate? Think about it. Think about it. We have a lot of undocumented people coming into the United States. Tons of them. All right? Thousands a day. And many Americans will have hatred for the people that are undocumented. Okay, yeah, well, you can say, hey, they didn't come to this country legally. Yeah, that may be true. But now let's think. Is that enough for you to hate that person? Think. I mean, really think about it. What have they actually done personally to you? Most cases, nothing. Nothing. Now, let's think about, what if that was you? What if you had to flee the United States because you were being persecuted in the United States? And what if the only way you could save yourself and your family was to flee to another country? And maybe you try to get into the country legally, but no, it's not happening because of red tape and all of that. But in the meantime, in your country, your family is being killed. And then the country you're trying to flee to, the people there may hate you. So, we're not perfect. And I understand that. But if we're going to learn to connect to each other, and like I said, I am a empath. So I know we should connect to each other better. It's all about love. And I'm not saying you have to be in love with everybody, but you sure should have some love for them. So please don't be so quick to hate another person. Please try to change that. Because it will make not only this country better, but it will make you better. Because the negative things we hold in us do things to us. It can affect our health. The negative things we keep in us can keep us from having a normal, lasting relationship. And I'm not just talking about a romantic relationship. It can keep us from having a long-term friendship. It can keep us from having a meaningful, fulfilling job because of all the negative things we have in us. It can keep us from being completely successful in our lives. And a lot of people have become successful with a dog eat dog. It's all for me, and I'm going to get on top, and I'm going to make this money any way I can. And it's a negative way to go about it. Okay? And eventually, something is going to crumble. When you build wealth and a career in a negative way on the backs of other people and not caring what you do, eventually it will impact you in a negative way. It may impact your family and, again, keeping a meaningful relationship. It may impact you in a way where everyone you know is trying to destroy you. Okay? Which makes you look over your shoulder all the time. Who wants to live a life like that? I sure don't. But again, some people may say, well, this is the way I am. And getting back to hatred, who do you hate? These types of people begin to hate everyone. They can find so many reasons to have hatred for someone. Hatred is not a positive emotion. So again, I say it, think about it really. Who do you hate on just sight? Who do you hate when you hear their voice? Who do you hate when all you have to do is find out what job they have, and you may hate that person instantly? You've heard people say, I hate all lawyers. I hate all attorneys. Yeah, you do until you need one, right? Right? So these feelings we have are truly misplaced. And you can live a happier, more fulfilled life if you learn to get rid of some of these emotions, these negative emotions, these hatred type of emotions. And how do you start? How do you start doing that? How do you start doing that? And that is by paying attention. Okay? So the next time you see that person that automatically makes you have a negative thought, realize it, identify it. Oh, I have a negative thought about that person. I don't even know them. Why do I do that? Why? Why do I want to put someone else down? Why? And again, how can I talk about all of these? And I hope we're not having any technical issues. We've been having some internet issues going on, and I hope they can be solved. But hopefully, you can still see me okay. Um, but why? Why? But identify what you do, identify your thoughts. And when you realize you're doing that, you say to yourself, oh, wait a minute. That's not a positive thought. I don't even know that person. I don't know their story. I don't know their history. Why am I having that thought? And again, as an empath, when I read people like that, I can kind of tell where it's coming from. And if I can't tell immediately, I probably can tell later where that comes from. All right, let me check in with my producer. Was there anything, a question or comment you had, Jill?
I always have questions. Hello, everybody. I do have a question, though, for
Hey,
real.
everybody say hi, Jill.
Hello, everyone.
And Jill, I love hearing your voice,
Oh, thanks.
even though I hear it every day.
You do hear it every
But
day.
I still love hearing it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, my question is you toward the end of this topic, you spoke about, well, how do you start? So it's been my observation that many people believe there's strength in numbers. And many times there is. Many times that is correct. But what if you're part of a group that for generation after generation, they've hated people
Hmm.
because of a superiority complex? So, what would you say to people like that? What's their incentive to change?
They actually have no incentive to change. All right. When I talk about this, um, I would love to be able to save everyone in the world and change their thought process and how they feel. But I can't.
Sure, you can. I have faith in you. One person
I
at a time. Sure,
I
you
wish
can.
I wish I could, but I can't. So in some cases, in many cases, not just some, there's nothing we can do about a group of people that hate. There's nothing we can do. It just festers and grows, and there's always been hatred on this planet. Always. It's never going to go away. But that
Does
does,
that mean you don't have hope?
oh, I have hope.
For what
I have
exactly?
hope that people like me, that are like me, um, can help change things, can help people see we need to interact with each other better. We need to teach other with treat each other with love, compassion, empathy. You know, a good example is when there's a disaster. You know, when there's a natural disaster, everybody pitches in and helps their neighbor, their fellow human being, not only from the area they live in, but from all over the world. Okay, that's something human beings do. But then after the disaster's over, they'll go right back to hating each other. Okay, all right, the disaster's over. Now let's hate each other again. For some people, and actually I have an episode in the future that I'm going to do, and that episode is going to be on how kind of misery is a person's happy place. You know how some people just love drama? They're not happy unless they're living in some drama. Okay? And this is the way, let's say, a group of people that have hatred. They're not happy unless they have something, someone, or a group of people to hate. Plain and simple. That's their happy place. And that's what they're going to continue to do. Unless something drastic happens in their life to help change their mind. But as long as everybody around them hates, they surround themselves with people that hate, they surround themselves with people that talk about hatred all the time, that's all they know and that's all they're going to see. You know, I've seen many bumper stickers that say, I don't care about your feelings. Or they say, F your feelings. Because that's a person that does not care. It doesn't care. You can't change that person. Or let's say it's very hard to change that person. That's their happy place. Living in anger. That's where they feel best. And the chances are that's the way they grew up, in that anger and hatred. You know, I heard somebody say, so let's move on to another example. Let's say a marriage. You may witness a marriage, and I've actually heard people talk about this and talk about it that it's a good thing, where they were in a marriage where they cheated on each other, they belittled each other, physically abusive to each other, and they would say, now that's a real marriage. Okay? That's a real marriage. Now you're living. And you break up to make up. You do things to hurt each other and back and forth and all the time. And you're deceitful and you do stuff behind the other person's back all the time. And they believe that is a good relationship. But if you dig deeper, you'll find out that that is probably the type of household they grew up in. Probably. And it's the same thing. It's trauma from being young. And that's one thing the psychiatrists definitely have correct. Most of the time, when we have problems in our lives as adults, many times it's because of trauma, something that happened in our childhood. It's just a fact. And I'm not saying this is absolute. Many things can happen to us as an adult that are traumatizing. Okay, but before we get to adulthood, there usually is something that has traumatized us. And here's the thing about people, something that doesn't traumatize me might traumatize someone else. Even growing up in the same household, where kids can experience the exact same situation, and one child is traumatized by it and another child is not. How can that be? We're all individuals. Things affect us in different ways. And we really need to understand that. Don't be so hard. I used to be a much harder person. I used to be a really hard person. I used to say things, I don't need anybody's help. Nobody has helped me with anything, so I don't need anybody's help. I do need people's help. One thing I need people's help with is social media. Please help me with social media. Because I don't care for it. I'm really a loner. So always have been since I was a little kid. I tend to stay by myself most of the time. But, let's just live a better life. And living a better life really does start with us. It really does. So, let me see. Usually I'm doing the soul reader part by now, long by now, but it seems no one wants a reading. So I don't have anything. Do I have anything else going on, Jill? Okay. Well, I'm in the show for about a half hour now, so perhaps maybe I will close it out if I got nothing else going on. What do you think, Jill?
Works for me.
All right, works for me too. Early show tonight. Yes. But I really do like doing readings. It's part of what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. Well, cool then. That's what we will do. So, everyone, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for watching. And if you're watching in replay, please come to a live show. And that's The Soul Reader with me, Anthony Cordova, and get a free reading every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. As you can see on the graphic, it is knowtobestill.com/podcast. Yes, but I got something else. to say. I'm right. Like, a lot of people know us from I'm Right. That was our first podcast. We have been doing it for 7 years, and now it is coming back. We've been gone for a few months, but it's coming back tomorrow. So that's Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And for that, you want to go to Jill's website at jillcoxcordova.com and click the podcast tab. And then you will be in our show. And I can't wait to see you all. So again, thanks for coming. I really do love you all, and I want to thank you all for watching. So, till next time, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next week and see you tomorrow. I love you all. Bye.